You are now watching the Queen Chioma. So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about Jayda, Cheaves, and Ayesha, aka Little Miss Golden, and Ayesha penning a nice birthday message to Jayda. Now, Jayda and Ayesha are the baby mothers to big-time Atlanta rapper Lil Baby, and the two do not have the best track record in getting along with one another. So I usually have to do some research on topics when it deals with social media people because I just never used to pay attention when all of this stuff was going on. So I went back, looked at some stuff, and basically it was a typical baby mama drama situation. Both of them were probably still dealing with Lil Baby at the same time. There was probably some overlap at one point. He was giving them a whole bunch of sweet nothings, sending promises to both ladies, and naturally it sparked some animosity, competition, and all in all juicy beef, especially when Lil Baby went on and essentially picked Jayda. It's just the typical saga of two girls who are or were once in love with the same guy, and they both have children by him, and they go back and forth with one another until they just don't want to anymore. So why this is making news on my channel is because I feel like there are several women who are or have been in this position, and I'll be real enough to say that throughout college I've been in a position like this before where myself and another girl are entangled with the same guy, and it sparks some beef, if you will, and it's never pretty. And I took a lot of learning lessons from a similar situation. Now, no, I do not have any kids, so I know it's a lot deeper when children are involved, but both of these ladies have very big platforms on social media, and a lot of their beef has been very public. So Jayda recently turned 24 years old, and Ayesha decided to write her the following birthday message. She says, "Happy birthday to you, beautiful. I know we've had our difference, and the media tries to pin us against one another because they live for the drama and negative energy, but that stops now. We didn't start off on the best terms, but since I've seen you grow into a mommy as well as a person and bigger influencer in the world, my words and well wishes are coming from a happy, truly genuine place, and I wish this healing, happiness, and maturity to you as well. Woman to woman, mother to mother, I commend you. Happy birthday, Jayda." Now, I do find this to be very mature. I'm going to look at this with a very critical eye like I do everything else that I discuss, but also in a positive manner because this is a step in the right direction. Now, a lot of people commented and said that they think that this was just a fake peace offering in a sense because Jayda and Lil Baby are no longer together, and I do think that's true. I'm going to touch on that in a minute, but nonetheless, I think it's for the betterment of both of their children that they both get along versus being toxic and beefing over a man who has cheated on both of them with one another and disrespected both of them in some type of way. So I just have one overall main talking point, so let's get right into this video. So my main talking point is beefing with another girl over a man gets you nowhere. Like literally you get nothing accomplished when you and another girl have issues because of a man you both have ties to. Honey, y'all may not be honest with yourself, but I'm always honest with y'all, and I try to be very accountable. I always see things way clearer in retrospect. They always say hindsight is 20/20, and I have been here before. Now I will say I'm never going to be cool with any of the girls who I had beef with when it comes to dealing with the man because it's really F him and F her. I've moved on, but for the sake that both of these women have children involved, I think that's why there's a mature approach in this specific situation. So story time. I know y'all love my story times. When I was a freshman in college, I was dating this guy, and he really pursued me. I turned him down a lot off rip. I brushed him off as just a friend, and I really didn't care to talk to him on a serious level, and that was for many reasons. He was cool and all, but he was just not my type, and he might be my only regret I have in my dating history, like in all honesty. And I wasn't really physically attracted to him at all. He was also very short, and I know that sounds very shallow, but when you're 5'10" like me and 6 foot tall with heels on, talking to somebody who's 5'7" just really wasn't in my interest at the time. And maybe it's because I was an 18-year-old girl who just had all of these superficial desires of what I wanted in a boyfriend, but nonetheless, I just didn't care for him that much. But he pressed me, and I grew to like his personality, and personality is really big for me. I usually fall in love with a personality before anything else. So he kept trying with me, so the second I let my guard down and I decided, okay, I will pursue you as well, things went to the wild, wild west. So we started to hang out, talk to each other, spend the night at each other's dorm rooms, and things were going good for maybe about a month and a half until they weren't. So Valentine's Day 2016 comes around, and some of you may remember the story from my story times that I used to have on my channel of me catching him with another girl on Valentine's Day. I've since taken down all of my story times, but I'm going to be doing more crazy these story times on my Patreon very soon, so you all can subscribe to that when it does drop. But I digress. He came to my dorm room on Valentine's Day, and he came empty-handed. And I found that to be very weird because it's Valentine's Day, so where your gift at, my dude? Like, dick is not a gift. And we weren't even sexual that night either, so I was like, oh, hell no. Like, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way. He then told me that he had to go back to his dorm and handle some stuff for the night, and that he was basically cutting our night short. So my intuition told me that that was bullshit. So Snapchat being super popular at the time was where my roommates and I started to collect all of our evidence. He decides to start posting that he was out to eat, and no man just goes out to eat on Valentine's Day by himself or with his homeboys, so I knew he had to be there with another girl. And stupidly for him, when you're going to a PWI, most of the black kids know one another or follow each other, so I was also following this other girl. And we were never friends, but we had exchanged words a few times throughout, being that both of us were black freshmen at our school, and she had been in my dorm room, as well as she used to make nice comments about me being a YouTuber. Weird, right? So he was really crossing the line. Anyway, she posted a picture of the menu, and I was able to see that they were at Fridays, so it was go time. And there's only one Fridays in the city of Toledo, Ohio, so my friends and I pulled up expeditiously, and we proceeded to expose him for who he was. And you would think that that was the end of that, but it wasn't. Now, I did block him and not speak to him, so I was done with him, but that was only for like 2 months. Yeah, I know, stupid. Y'all can drag me, because somehow we started dating again, and don't ask me why. I was honestly really just stupid. And he actually did me even worse the second time around, which is a story that I'll be addressing in my book. But from that moment on, myself and the other girl had this underlying beef. He would play both of us. He was still trying to talk to me, call me from private numbers, tell me that he misses me, try to show up at my dorm room, all of these different things. And that's pretty much how he got me back before he lost me again. But I know he was doing the same thing to the other girl, because eventually they didn't work out either. So in this situation with Jayda and Ayesha, I truly feel that Lil Baby had been playing both of them for the longest. I feel like on social media, Ayesha's outrage at times was downplayed, because obviously Jayda has way more popularity, way more fans, and her and Lil Baby were also part of the celebrity couple world that was admired by so many people. Lil Baby and Ayesha were never seen as this dynamic couple, so people gravitated to like Jayda and Lil Baby way more. I feel like a lot of times Ayesha would talk about her problems with Lil Baby, like when he didn't want to pay her son's tuition and didn't pay it for months, as well as not buying her a car, and all of these different things that he promised that he didn't do. And I personally felt like she was right in being upset about these things. She definitely should not have taken it to social media, but I guess it's frustrating to see your baby daddy buy his other baby mama purses that are worth more than the value of a planet, and you're sitting around taking Ubers with your young child. And yes, as a grown woman, she should have gone and got her own car, but a lot of times people like to write it off as being the bitter baby mama, when the baby daddy, who is very much well off and can obviously afford to take care of all of these things and keep everyone happy, has dropped the ball. And it's crazy because Lil Baby is probably my favorite rap artist out right now. I'm truly a huge fan and I love all of his work, but I have to be fair in saying that he was wrong in not paying his child's school tuition, as well as not buying her a car. A lot of people are saying that she could have just got her own car, but I'm pretty sure there is some underlying reason as to why she didn't have a car at that time. He could have easily fixed that situation, and he didn't until she decided to snap publicly. And then on the other hand, you have Jayda and Lil Baby, who are seen as the iconic celebrity couple, especially for millennial black people who are into urban pop culture. So they're getting all of this notoriety and fame, and Ayesha is looking as if she's just a bitter baby mom. So of course Jayda is going to eat that up, and not to say that she was doing so with malicious intent, but when you know you have the upper hand in a situation dealing with a man and another woman, as a woman, naturally, sometimes you take it to the head. And I've been in that position before. So story time again. My senior year of college, I was dating someone for a while, and he would legitimately dog other girls, and there was a girl in particular that he would do it for. And he would show me all of the text messages of him basically cussing these girls out to prove to me that he was more serious about me than he was these other girls. And I'm not gonna lie, it did get to my head, especially because of the whole status quo. So with Lil Baby and Jayda, Lil Baby is a huge rapper and Jayda is a very well-known social media influencer. And for me, I was dating someone who was, you know, a football player, and in college a lot of people knew me for having followers on YouTube, so it just looked good socially. So on the outside looking in, we looked like a very attractive couple, and that our social statuses meshed well together, even though it was always trouble in paradise. So I've been in both of these ladies' positions before, and honestly, beefing with one another is really the dumbest thing you can do as a woman. You're never supposed to beef about a man. There is dick everywhere. I promise there is. And more times than not, it is the two women that are underneath the spell of a man. And by that, I mean he calls the shots and he stirs the pot, especially when you're involving money, status, and fame. And I think both of these ladies kind of got in over their head when it came to dealing with a man who was a well-known rapper, as well as someone who was very well liked by the public. topic. My take on the beef was that regardless of what these girls said about each other, alleged about each other, whatever shade was thrown, it wasn't coming from a place of direct malicious intent. It was all revolving one man. And a lot of people are saying that Ayesha is only writing this birthday post because Lil Baby and Jayda are no longer together. And it's been confirmed that they are no longer in a relationship. But I feel like, though, that's more of the reason why they should actually be cool. Both of them have children by this man, so their children are siblings. And from the pictures that I see, both Jayda's son and Ayesha's son are very close and are always with one another, as they should. They are brothers. And sometimes when you remove the man out of the equation, even if it's temporarily, it literally clears up a lot of the discrepancy, the beef, the cattiness, and the complete and utter bullshit that there once was, because the person who has been causing most of the problem is no longer in the picture romantically with either woman. So yeah, Ayesha is probably only doing this because Jayda and Lil Baby are no longer together, but I feel like it's one of those things where she feels like the coast is clear. She doesn't have to walk on eggshells per se about addressing Jayda, because the media will always come for her and ping her as the bitter one, when in reality the problem really wasn't either both of these ladies. It was a man who caused all of these issues. And I'm not going to say that it was just Lil Baby that was causing these issues, because both of them did play their part. I don't think Ayesha was all the way innocent, and I definitely don't think Jayda was all the way innocent. Ayesha should not have insinuated that Jayda has an STD, and Jayda should not have been pursuing Lil Baby while he was with Ayesha, or shaded her in the beginning of her and Lil Baby's relationship. Ayesha alleged that Jayda and her sister would go out of their way to quote-unquote stalk Ayesha, which may or may not be true, but just knowing how catty women can get, I'm pretty sure both of them played a part in the pettiness. And I think beefing over a man, or beef because of a man, because sometimes it's really not over him, it's just because he's present, is really something that many women should stay away from. I'm glad that both of them can resolve their issues, especially for the sake of the children. The children are the most important part of this entire equation. Jayda may or may not be accepting of Ayesha's happy birthday message, but it is a good start if you ask me. There's really no reason that these two should prolong any beef or animosity towards one another when their children are still going to have to grow up as siblings. They have permanent ties to one another through their children, and I think it's good that they can clear the air. Earlier this year, G Herbo had both of his child's mothers at his son's birthday party, and I thought it was a great sight to see. Ari was there, Taina was there, they took a picture together, and it seemed to be that they had pretty much buried the hatchet. And their situation was very similar. Although Taina never said much on the internet and was seemingly unbothered and quiet about the drama, Ari and Taina obviously had issues due to G Herbo and his infidelities and disrespect to both of them. G Herbo literally admitted on camera that he was cheating on both of them with one another. So ladies, beefing with another girl because your boyfriend or baby daddy basically isn't shit, it just doesn't make us look good, because behind the scenes, the man is usually rubbing his hands like Birdman. Both Jayda and Ayesha are very beautiful girls. They both look good. They both have something going for themselves. And Lil Baby honestly lucked up by having two pretty business-oriented and seemingly good mothers as his child's mothers. So I think that if they all focus on doing what's best for the betterment of not only the children, but their relationship as a whole, everything will work out in their favor. So I am truly happy to see that women can let go of the burdens that a man may have caused and move forward. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please leave your commentary on my commentary down below. Please follow my new Instagram page. My old Instagram page was disabled, and I'm still working on getting it back, so I will have that pinned in the comment section down below. Don't forget to follow me on all of my other social media networks, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.
Yo, thought a broke nigga said some, but broke niggas can't talk, so we ain't hearing them. I know a bitch who I heard got that itch. She make niggas sick when they get a whiff, when they get a sniff. I'm like, damn, pray for him. She don't have no hits, and her lace from the stiff.
Chioma, can I hold some?
Nah, I can't do that. False claiming bitches, but all I said is truth. Yes. Never heard of you when they asked, I said, who's that? Mansion in the motherland, and it will push your roof. Y'all hoes be swearing y'all get in the bag, but it must be a joke or a gimmick. Y'all hoes be swearing y'all music is hot, but I'll fry your ass on the skillet. Y'all hoes be swearing y'all running the game, but couldn't even play in the scrimmage.
She forgot I'm it, so we about to play tag.
Bam! Whole lot of timers on their ass. Yeah, whole lot of timers on their ass. Goddamn, whole lot of timers on their ass. Man, whole lot of timers on their ass. Better run, cause it's whole lot of timers on their ass. Oh, riding the 05 Camry. Long legs call me Bambi. Tryna make a Billy, not Mandy. Keep my foot on your neck, it's a stampede. Started fucking with bosses, now he's always giving me back.